thank you for stopping by to our channel for our weekly reading from the Animal Spirits of the Sacred Isles Oracle deck, which is available from my Etsy shop if you would like your own copy. So as usual, we're going to do 4 mini readings. I'm Lynn Thurman.
And I'm Paul Thurman.
And Paul's going to kick off with a love reading.
I got a very interesting card for the love reading this time. I drew the weasel. Now the spirit of the weasel talks about intolerance. That's right, not tolerance, intolerance. So you thought it was kind of rough last week when we went over the love reading. This is going to be even a bit more so. Weasel, the spirit of weasel is suggesting that there's something that either you or your partner are uncomfortable about. And whatever you're uncomfortable about is kind of rubbing between you, is kind of causing some irritation and some frustration. Where intoleration comes in is you can't just allow that to keep continuing, because ultimately what that's going to do is hurt you both. So in intolerance, accept the fact that whatever isn't working out for you, and sit down with your partner and discuss these things and find out how they feel and work together to make everything right between the two of you. So it's okay when things don't work out sometimes, but you have to be honest about it, and you have to be open and committed to working through it. And so that's what the spirit of the weasel says. He said there's a bit of an itch there, so make sure you scratch it and get together and take care of what isn't tolerable.
And moving on to work and career, I have drawn the goose. So this is a heads up. This week is another intense week. In fact, it's like up a notch from last week everywhere. So the goose brings with it a message of aggression. I mean, if you've ever had the misfortune of being near a pond and the geese come and chase you, you know that they're pretty tough birds, and they're used as kind of like guard dogs on some farms. So this is the energy in the workplace. It is not a nice, kind, happy environment that you might find yourself in this week. It can be very aggressive, very controlling, and it's a warning for you to get your own boundaries up, protect your own interests, because the collective energy might not really have your interests at heart at all this week. So it's a good week to really keep your head down, avoid all those office politics that I spoke about last week, because the energy is carrying over from last week into this week. So just be aware that it's kind of intense in the workplace.
And I have to tell you too, not only is it intense in the workplace, it's probably going to be intense within the family life too. For the reading on family, I drew the spirit of the crow. Now the crow spirit always warns of conflict. Now, last week we had Syl, and he was shape-shifting. And I said to be looking out for a big change. With Crow coming up this week, I suspect that maybe the change that happened, whether it was in a family member or with you, didn't go as well as all parties had expected. And that some of them weren't very understanding, whether it was you not being understanding of somebody else or somebody in your family not being understanding of you. But either way, it's created a sort of conflict. And that's what Crow is talking about now. Now you're at that stage where, just like I was talking about in the love reading, that couples kind of have to work through the way the things that they can't tolerate together. It's the same kind of energy with Crow. You've got a conflict out there, and now you have the opportunity to work through it. It's almost like finishing off the shape-shifting before that fully change can come that the Syl promised. The conflict has to be worked through for all people to be comfortable. So be ready for a little bit of intensity in family matters. Be committed and willing to sit down to look at the things that are changing and to see how you can best approach them together, really. And that's it for the family this week.
And on our last reading, we move on to Wellbeing and bring the goal to you. The goal brings a message and a concept of thievery. So as you can see, it's kind of like no surprise that March month is named after the god Mars, the god of war, because the energy this month has been anything but gentle. So, but hopefully the equinox will kind of bring some harmony back into that. So the goal and thievery, and it's all to do with your well-being. So really pay attention as normal to where your energy is going, who or what is stealing your energy, who is making you tired, who's making you feel run down. Of course, only you can feel those ways, but there are things sometimes that do take your energy for you. Maybe you're doing a job you don't like, you're in a relationship that doesn't fulfill you, you've got events coming up that you're dreading going to, those kind of things, or you're with people that are just not on your vibration, so it leaves you feeling drained. Energy is being taken from you this week, and it's up to you to find out where it is and stop it happening, because it's kind of like with the goose is aggressive, protecting its boundaries. You've got to bring that into, well, I think pretty much everywhere this week.
Every area of your life. Yeah.
The goose is a very good animal spirit to have with you this week. You might need it. So that's our reading for this week. It's a little intense. Hopefully next week we'll be able to give you something a little smoother. We'll see. So thank you for listening. Like, follow, all that kind of stuff, please. We would really appreciate that. So until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.